Hey everyone, Justin from Adventures Away, and today we're putting two of the most popular cruise line private islands head-to-head, Royal Caribbean's Perfect Day at CocoCay and MSC Cruises' CocoCay Marine Reserve. Both of these islands are located in the Bahamas. Both can be a major highlight of your cruise, and both give you that private island experience where you can walk off the ship and spend the day swimming in beautiful blue water. But once you actually visit them, you quickly realize these two destinations are trying to give you two completely different experiences. CocoCay has basically become an extension of a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, with pools, water slides, bars, restaurants, premium areas, and attractions everywhere you look. CocoCay goes in almost the opposite direction. It's much more about beaches, the ocean, relaxation, and feeling like you've actually escaped to a Bahamian island. So today we're going to compare everything from the free activities and beaches, to excursions, food, families, couples, and overall atmosphere. And by the end, I'll tell you which island I think is better, depending on the type of cruiser you are. Let's start with Perfect Day at CocoCay, because this is probably the private island most cruisers immediately recognize. Royal Caribbean completely transformed CocoCay with its massive Perfect Day project, and today the island feels almost like a theme park and beach resort combined. You walk off the ship and almost immediately you're surrounded by things to do. You have Chill Island, South Beach, Oasis Lagoon, Splashaway Bay, Captain Jill's Galleon, Thrill Water Park, Coco Beach Club, Hideaway Beach, the Zip Line, the Up and Away Balloon, restaurants, bars, cabanas, shops, and plenty more. And that variety is really CocoCay's biggest advantage. You could bring several completely different types of travelers here, and everybody could basically have their own version of a perfect day. One thing I really like about CocoCay is that you absolutely do not have to spend extra money to have a great day. Royal Caribbean includes access to places like Chill Island, South Beach, Harbor Beach, Breezy Bay, and Oasis Lagoon. You also have Splashaway Bay and Captain Jill's Galleon for younger kids, and there are complimentary chairs and umbrellas throughout the island. Oasis Lagoon is especially important because it gives CocoCay something CocoCay really doesn't have, a massive resort-style pool experience. If you're someone who likes the atmosphere around the pool on the cruise ship but wants to get off the ship for the day, you can basically continue that experience at CocoCay. Families also have a huge advantage at CocoCay. Even without buying admission to Thrill Water Park, younger children have complimentary water play areas. And families can spend the day bouncing between the beach, Oasis Lagoon, Splashaway Bay, food, and other areas without necessarily paying anything beyond what they already paid for the cruise. If you are willing to spend more though, that's where CocoCay really separates itself from CocoCay. Thrill Water Park features 13 water slides, including Daredevil's Peak, along with a wave pool and adventure pool. You can also purchase the zip line, ride the Up and Away helium balloon, rent water sports equipment, reserve cabanas, or pay for one of the premium beach areas. Then you have Coco Beach Club, which is designed for people looking for a more upscale experience, and Hideaway Beach, which gives adults their own 18 and over area with a beach, infinity pool, swim-up bar, music, and additional food options. That means CocoCay can almost become whatever you want it to be. Want a free beach day? You can do that. Want a pool day? You can do that. Want to spend the entire day riding water slides? You can do that. Want an adults-only party atmosphere? There's an option for that too. Want to spend a ridiculous amount of money on a cabana and pretend you're a celebrity for 6 hours? Royal Caribbean will absolutely give you that opportunity. But there is another side to CocoCay, and this is where CocoCay starts becoming really interesting. CocoCay is so developed now that sometimes it doesn't really feel like you've left Royal Caribbean. And depending on what you want from a Caribbean cruise, that can either be a huge positive or a negative. You still see the branding, you still have the resort-style attractions, there's music playing, there are pools and bars, and everything feels very organized and intentionally designed. It's incredibly convenient. But it isn't necessarily the secluded tropical island experience some people imagine when they picture the Bahamas. And interestingly, if you visited CocoCay years ago, before Royal Caribbean completed the massive Perfect Day transformation, you might remember a completely different island. Old CocoCay had a much simpler beach day atmosphere. You got off the ship, found a chair, went swimming, grabbed something to eat, maybe did a water activity, and mostly just enjoyed being in the Bahamas. In a lot of ways, CocoCay today gives me the type of vibe that CocoCay had before all of the major renovations. That isn't saying one version is better than the other. Royal Caribbean turned CocoCay into something pretty incredible, but if you miss that simpler private island experience, CocoCay may actually appeal to you more. And that brings us to MSC's CocoCay Marine Reserve. The first thing you're probably going to notice here is space. Instead of walking into something that immediately feels like an amusement or resort complex, Ocean Cay feels much more open and natural. The focus is the water, beaches, lighthouse, pathways, palm trees, and the scenery around you. MSC has multiple beaches spread around the island, including North Beach, South Beach, Lighthouse Bay Beach, Sunset Beach, Bimini Beach, Paradise Sands, and the exclusive Ocean House Beach for yacht club guests. MSC has also added Seekers Cove as a family-focused area, with shallow water and activities geared toward children. The protected lagoon around North and South Beach is one of my favorite parts of Ocean Cay, because the water can be absolutely beautiful. You can walk into shallow, clear water, float around, snorkel, or simply sit on the beach without feeling like you need to be doing something every 5 minutes. And that really describes Ocean Cay in general. CocoCay almost encourages you to keep moving because there is always another attraction to experience. Ocean Cay encourages you to stop moving. That doesn't mean there's nothing to do though. Ocean Cay has plenty of excursions if you want a more active day. MSC offers options such as snorkeling, kayaking, paddleboarding, windsurfing, catamaran trips, jet skiing, and other water activities. One of the more unique options is climbing the Ocean Cay Lighthouse, where you climb 165 steps for panoramic views of the island and surrounding water. Depending on your sailing and how late the ship stays at Ocean Cay, you can also have some experiences that CocoCay typically can't replicate in the same way. MSC offers late night and even overnight stays on select itineraries, which opens up activities such as sunset cruises, stargazing, nighttime glow paddleboarding, the lighthouse-led show, and evening beach parties. That nighttime experience might actually be one of Ocean Cay's biggest advantages. Most private island visits are daytime experiences. You arrive in the morning, spend several hours on the beach, and sometime in the afternoon everybody starts heading back to the ship. Ocean Cay can be completely different when your itinerary stays late. Watching the sun go down over the island, seeing the lighthouse illuminated, sitting around Lighthouse Bay, and then walking back onto the ship after dark gives Ocean Cay an atmosphere that you simply don't get on most cruise line private island stops. Now, when we talk about free activities, I think CocoCay has the clear advantage in terms of quantity. Royal Caribbean gives you beaches, Oasis Lagoon, kids' water play areas, sports, complimentary chairs and umbrellas, and several complimentary dining locations. You can easily spend the entire day there without purchasing Thrill Water Park, Hideaway Beach, Cocoa Beach Club, or an excursion. Ocean Cay's free experience is much more centered around the beaches themselves. You're coming here primarily to swim, relax, explore the island, enjoy the scenery, and spend time by the ocean. There isn't a giant complimentary swimming pool or a huge free splash park comparable to what Royal Caribbean offers. So if your definition of value is, how many things can I do without spending another dollar? CocoCay wins. But if your definition of value is, give me a beautiful beach, a chair, clear water, and leave me alone for a few hours, Ocean Cay becomes extremely competitive. You don't necessarily need a huge list of attractions because the island itself is the attraction. And I think that distinction is probably the biggest difference between these destinations. CocoCay is built around activities. Ocean Cay is built around the island. For excursions, this gets much closer. Both destinations offer snorkeling and various water sports. CocoCay gives you some experiences that Ocean Cay simply can't match, particularly Thrill Water Park, the zip line, and the up, up, and away balloon. Ocean Cay, however, leans into experiences connected to the environment and the water. Kayaking, paddleboarding, snorkeling, jet skiing, lighthouse experiences, and sunset activities fit the personality of the island extremely well. And if your itinerary stays into the evening, things like glow paddleboarding, stargazing, and a sunset champagne cruise are genuinely different from what you'll typically experience at CocoCay. Couples are another interesting comparison, because I could recommend either island depending on the couple. If you're an active couple who wants to ride water slides in the morning, grab lunch, hang out around a pool, have some drinks, maybe hit Hideaway Beach, and constantly have something going on, CocoCay is probably going to be your favorite. If your perfect vacation day involves finding a quieter beach, getting in that beautiful Bahamian water, snorkeling together, watching the sunset, and having a more romantic tropical atmosphere, I would choose Ocean Cay. Ocean Cay at sunset is probably one of the strongest arguments MSC has in this entire comparison. For families with younger kids, though, I'm giving the win to CocoCay. There's simply more variety. Splashaway Bay, Captain Jill's Galleon, Oasis Lagoon, the beaches, sports, and then Thrill Water Park for families willing to pay extra make it incredibly easy to keep kids entertained. Ocean Cay has family-friendly beaches in Seekers Cove, and some families may actually prefer its calmer approach, especially with younger children who just want to play in shallow water. But once your kids get older and start asking for slides and attractions, CocoCay has a major advantage. Teenagers are another easy win for CocoCay. If I'm traveling with teenagers who want non-stop activities, I'm choosing CocoCay almost every time. Between Thrill Water Park, the zip line, beaches, sports, Oasis Lagoon, and everything else happening around the island, there is simply more to keep them busy. OceanCay can still be great for teenagers who enjoy snorkeling, paddleboarding, jet skis, and water sports. But if you have the teenager who gets bored after sitting on the beach for 30 minutes, CocoCay is probably the safer choice. For adults traveling without children, things become much more subjective. Hideaway Beach gives CocoCay a legitimate adults-only option, which is something OceanCay doesn't currently offer across its regular beaches. If you want music, drinks, a swim-up bar, and a lively atmosphere without kids around, Hideaway Beach is probably your winner. But if adults only to you means peace and quiet rather than a party, I would probably save the money and head to OceanCay. Find a quieter stretch of beach, grab a chair, and enjoy the scenery. And then we have the luxury traveler. CocoCay has Coco Beach Club and its overwater cabanas, while MSC has Ocean House Beach exclusively for yacht club guests. This one depends heavily on how you're cruising. If you're already staying in MSC Yacht Club, OceanCay becomes an even better destination because that private beach area extends the yacht club experience onto the island with its own restaurant, bar, amenities, and butler service. If you're sailing Royal Caribbean and you're willing to spend extra for a premium island experience, Coco Beach Club and the cabana options can give you a very upscale day as well. So which island actually has the better overall vibe? For excitement, CocoCay. It feels energetic almost immediately after you walk onto the island. There are people heading in different directions. Music, attractions, pools, bars, water slides, and just a lot happening. If you love the atmosphere aboard Royal Caribbean ships because there is always something to do, Perfect Day at CocoCay basically takes that philosophy and puts it on an island. OceanCay is the opposite. The island feels slower. You notice the water more. You notice the beaches more. You notice the lighthouse. You can walk farther away from the main areas and feel like you've actually found your own little section of the Bahamas. And personally, I think that is OceanCay's biggest strength. MSC didn't try to out CocoCay, they created something different. So here's how I would break it down. Families with kids, CocoCay. Families with teenagers, CocoCay. Thrill seekers, definitely CocoCay. Travelers who want the most included activities, CocoCay. People who love pools and resort-style destinations, CocoCay. Adults looking for a party atmosphere, CocoCay, especially Hideaway Beach. But couples looking for a romantic beach day, OceanCay. Travelers who primarily cruise for beautiful beaches, OceanCay. People who want peace and quiet, OceanCay. Snorkelers and people who love spending most of the day in the ocean, I'd lean toward OceanCay. MSC Yacht Club guests, definitely take advantage of OceanCay. And anyone who gets an itinerary with a late night or overnight visit should absolutely experience OceanCay after sunset, because that's where the island really becomes something special. If you force me to choose the better private island overall, I think Perfect Day at CocoCay wins for the majority of cruisers simply because of how much variety Royal Caribbean has packed into one destination. You can take a family with grandparents, parents, teenagers, and little kids, and everyone can find something they enjoy. There's simply more to do. But, and this is a pretty big, but I actually think OceanCay may be better for someone who just wants a private island to feel like a private island. CocoCay is almost a destination resort at this point. OceanCay still feels like an escape. And sometimes when I'm cruising the Caribbean, I don't need another water slide or another giant pool. Give me a chair, clear Bahamian water, a quiet beach, and a ship sitting in the distance, and I'm perfectly happy. That's why I don't really think there's a loser here. Royal Caribbean and MSC have taken two completely different approaches. CocoCay is basically asking, how much can we give you to do in one day? OceanCay is asking, how little do you need to do to have a great day? And your answer to that question probably tells you which island you're going to enjoy more. But now I want to hear from you. If your cruise itinerary gave you the choice between a full day at Perfect Day at CocoCay or a full day at OceanCay, which one are you choosing? Are you heading for the water slides and pools at CocoCay, or are you finding a chair and spending the day in the water at OceanCay? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoy cruise comparisons like this, make sure you subscribe to Adventures Away, because we have plenty more cruise tips, ship reviews, destination guides, and comparisons coming your way. Thanks for watching Adventures Away, and until next time, we'll see you on the next adventure.